Some football seasons you just watch it from sidelines and forget about it next year. But this one, you felt it. Every twist, every collapse. Nothing went the way it was supposed to be. The giants crumbled. The curses were broken. And the underdogs showed up. This season wasn't just entertaining, it was football at its most chaotic, most alive. This was football at its very best. The 24-25 season has been one for the history books. Especially the 2025 has been the year of great twist in sports. In cricket, RCB finally lifted IPL, South Africa broke the ICC curse, and well, Spurs and Harry Kane won a trophy before GTA 6. Moreover, in football at the biggest stage, Arsenal's women team defeated the mighty Barcelona's women's team. And just when you thought it couldn't get any wilder, PSG went on and won the Champions League to complete the best underdog run. Yes, underdog. Why? Let me explain, but first, let's rewind the clock a little bit. It all started with the confusion. UCL format was changed and it was its inaugural season and no one knew what to expect. Apparently it was more criticized than welcomed as people called it UEFA's own Super League.
Everybody's complaining about more games.
Most immediate concern is that you're adding games to a calendar.
Players being overplayed. Where do you stop them?
They want more games, more money.
And then you get fatigue sometimes.
I worry for domestic football.
More of this, more of this, more of this.
I don't want to see players being outrun, so the quality of the game drops.
UEFA and FIFA are killing the players.
But man, we have come a long way. And at this point of time, I could definitely say that, hands down, it was one of the best Champions League seasons since pandemic.
Away we go, match day 1 of the new look UEFA Champions League.
Out of all 32 teams from the table, Liverpool and Barcelona looked the most sharpest in league phases, while others, usually the big names like Bayern, City, Real Madrid and PSG, all stumbled. The top 8 of the table was something that no one saw it coming. Clubs like Aston Villa, Lille and Inter grabbed their chances and this opened the door for chaos. The knockout playoffs were buzzed up. The annual City-Real Madrid meetup was fiery thanks to Ballon d'Or and that poster. But eventually, Real Madrid and Vinicius Jr. had the last laugh, while other PSG put 10 past against a club named Brest.
Stop it, man.
Sorry man, I love that joke. But anyway, it was this exact match, this exact point where PSG turned around everything for their season.
And firing Monaco back in front. Manchester City have thrown away a 3-0 advantage.
Oh, it's incredible!
With old guards falling, new heroes stepped up. Arsenal came a long way in this Champions League as they cooked Real Madrid in both legs of quarterfinals. This clash also gave us two of the most cleanest and most beautiful free kicks from Declan Rice.
It's Rice again! Oh! Incredible! This is Declan Rice's night!
And over the two legs, Arsenal looked reborn, a new force. The win wasn't at all lucky. This felt deserved. PSG also faced Liverpool in the knockout tie for ages. And just before the game, everyone was putting their money on Liverpool to win this tie because that's how good Liverpool's form was at that time. Arne Slot, in his very first season, he never let those Liverpool fans feel the absence of Jurgen Klopp. And most importantly, he revived Mohamed Salah. And boy, how good he was over the course of this season. And he was rightly been called as the Ballon d'Or contender until he met Dembele and PSG.
Dembele, lovely, beautiful, fluid.
Back to Dembele! He's got another one!
Dembele in 2025 has been a different gravy, be it his league form or Champions League form. Both were red hot. And this very form helped PSG to get back into the tie as Dembele scored the equalizer in the second leg.
Saint-Germain pounce, and the man who has stepped out of others' shadows this season to revel in the spotlight.
And then they went on to win this tie or to penalties.
Donnarumma makes the save. Serie A to settle it. And settle it he does. They've created history. Liverpool eliminated.
On the other hand, Barcelona was also making a lot of noise. they gave us some memorable games this season. Like if the Barca Benfica game was cinema, then the clash against Inter Milan was one for the Oscars.
Oh, it's a super save! Rafinha's in! And Barcelona lead with 3 minutes to go! And reaching to the middle! It's another twist!
It was one of the most insane nights of football that we have ever seen.
Fratesi! It's done. It's all over. But we will remember this for many, many years to come.
Although Inter won that game, but throughout this whole season, Barcelona have been one of the best teams in the Euro and they have made the statement. So be it Lamin's incredible rise, or Rafinha's redemption season, or Pedri finally showing class consistently, this Barcelona team made every game entertaining. And one has to give them credit because at the start of the season, the pressure was on them.
One of the biggest football transfers in recent years.
Kylian Mbappé to Real Madrid. Here we go.
1, 2, 3, a la Madrid!
If Mbappe lands Madrid, Barcelona doesn't have to get ready. The world has to get ready. The world has to get ready.
I guess I don't have to explain much. Anyway, in Europe among this chaos, one team emerged with clarity and consistency, which was PSG. For years they have been mocked, called Oil FC, worthless, because even after having star players in their team, they couldn't even win that damn trophy. But this time, they felt inevitable. Champions League final, they humiliated and dismantled Inter Milan. Doué played like a generational talent.
It's been a dream night for the 19-year-old.
Dembele ran a riot.
Dembele, he's been a revelation this season.
While Vitinha and Hakimi pulled the strings.
Vitinha, it's a delightful pass. Hakimi has been bundled in.
And finally, Luis Enrique delivered them their long-awaited crown with a treble that was cherry on top. And what made this victory even more beautiful, or I'll say it was one of the moments of the season, when PSG fan gave the tribute to Luis Enrique's late daughter, Shana. This victory and campaign was certainly a best underdog run, because where PSG came from that league phase and the way they have won it from there, it was truly magical. Like a curse had been finally lifted.
They've got their hands on the trophy for the first time ever. The French champions are the European champions.
And talking about breaking curses, one of the most wildest things happened in this season in the history of football, which was Spurs won a trophy. Spurs won a trophy. And that too an European trophy while defeating Manchester United in Europa League final. And the best part about this is that even though Spurs have finished 17th in the league table, they would still play Champions League next season. And to make it more poetic, the other club from London, Chelsea, and so on the Conference League. While these European competitions were roller coaster, but don't forget domestic leagues because they had their own chaos.
That's astonishing. What a hit. That's not just a goal, that's a statement.
In England, it was supposed to be City again, but instead, what we got to see was one of the worst seasons of Pep Guardiola's managerial career. And that's when Liverpool took the opportunity. Arne Slot worked wonders and won the league with 84 points. And on the other hand, as usual, Arsenal, who should have made the most out of this City slate, finished second. Not only Giants, but the teams like Crystal Palace also won their first major silverware in their history in the form of FA Cup.
It's Crystal Palace.
Newcastle also ended their 70-year-old title draw to win the Carabao Cup.
So long, but this, Wembley is a place for winners, and today it's Newcastle United.
And Nottingham Forest, at midway through the season, was looking like title contenders. And moving on to Spain, well, that was all about Barcelona. They dominated Clásicos, clean sweep.
Down, Barcelona have taken the lead, and he scores! Rafinha's won it for the league leaders.
This team is unstoppable.
Laliga, Spanish Super Cup, Copa del Rey, where Koundé scored the winner in extra time in the final.
Koundé onto it to win the Copa del Rey.
In SerieA, well, Inter had in their back. Well, to be honest, they had a season in their back, but they just bottled it. First, Napoli snatched the league from them by just 1 point, where Scott McTominay became the player of the season in Serie A and now is placed alongside the greats like Diego Maradona in the city of Naples. And then next came Coppa Italia, and guess who won? Roni outshot Inter and, to be honest, whole world by winning the Coppa Italia. And in Supercoppa, Inter bottled that final as well against AC Milan.
Mother of all turnarounds, Milan claim in with the most extraordinary comeback.
And this Inter Milan run reminds me of Leverkusen's 2001-2 season, where they also bottled everything. In Bundesliga, there was nothing new. Bayern Munich won a trophy, but what made it special that Harry Kane has now finally had his hands on a trophy.
The England captain now gets to exhale and smile. His first major honour.
Told you curses were getting broken this season. But amidst all the joy, there came the farewells as well. Kevin De Bruyne played his last season at Manchester City. Thomas Muller said goodbye to Bayern Munich, and Modric will leave Real Madrid as a legend of the Club World Cup. And then there is Jamie Vardy, who also said goodbye while scoring 200 goals for Leicester in his farewell game. And these aren't just exits. These are the end of the stories that we have followed, that we have watched while we grew up over the decade. These are the stories that have shaped how we watch the game. And this new chapter is all about young superstars, and we have already got the glimpse about who and which players are ready to take over. These young superstars are bold, unique, and are writing their own stories. And the first chapter of their story has already led us to the Ballon d'Or. Yes, the elephant in the room, Ballon d'Or. I mean, I'm sure every fan has its own favorites about who will win this award. But what is refreshing to see is that this uncertainty regarding this award. I mean, you still don't know who is gonna win it. Is it gonna be Dembele, Rafinha, or Lamine Yamal? Anyways, what comes next would certainly define next generation. So yeah, this season might not be the perfect, might not be one of the best, but it made us feel alive. It reminded us why we watch, why we care, why we stay late at the night and also argue with strangers on the internet. Well, let me know your moment of the season in the comments, and I'm sure it's gonna be controversial, so I'm looking forward to it. And if you like this video, then do subscribe and share it with your friends. And until next time, peace out.